Hello, my Belfast Thousand Nation. How's everyone doing today? Hopefully, everyone's having a great day. If not, I hope it gets better from here. Alright, we are here with another That Chapter. This one is titled The Insane Lies of Chandler Halderson. I butchered that name. I don't care. I don't care though. That's just how it is. Alright. I don't know if anyone has requested a video or not. I did not look, and I am very sorry. So I just went through and I found one that stuck out to me, and we all know how that goes. It's probably going to be really freaking horrible. We might cry ever so tenderly into our pillows. So, yeah, let's get into today's story. Go ahead, turn the mic down low, put on something comfy, cuddle up with someone special. I'm going to change to speak. Let's do this shit. Yeah, let's do this shit.
Hey you, and welcome. My name is Mike, and in this old video, what we're doing is, we are Wisconsining once again. Or they are Wisconsining. I need to work on that one. It seems like we've been there countless times, and who knew, that the Packers were the biggest killers in the Badger state. This story makes me think of Badgers, actually. Grand little lads, nice and gentle, until you press them. Let's see what happened when they pressed Chandler Halderson. Chandler, could he be any more of a? Let's give it a give. So let me say.
Alright. I like Mike. He's hilarious. I love it.
The scene before I dig. The scene being Dane County. Dane County is in southern Wisconsin, home to the state capital, Madison, and also home to about 500,000 people. And if you were to work in any of the myriad industries in the capital, you might be living in one of the suburb towns surrounding. Maybe even, perchance, the town of Windsor. It's actually a village, former town. I could look into what the difference is between a town and a village, but I can't think of anything less interesting. So, it's located north by about 25 minutes. It's a leafy-filled place, home to less than 10,000 people, and also home to the Halderson family. The Haldersons were made up of Bart, Krista, and sons Mitchell and Chandler. In 2021, Bart, 50 years old, he was a tax man, Must have been a big fan of the Beatles. He was working at a big old accounting firm in Madison. Krista, 53 years old, stay-at-home mother as her two boys grew, and then went on to work as a receptionist at a car company, also in mad old Madison. The parents are described as, good parents. Bart, especially hard-working. Krista, a bit of a helicopter parent, but they loved and supported their two boys. They had expectations for their kids, but they would do whatever they could to support them. So the family, grew, raised in the area, and they lived in Sheboygan for a time. It's a pretty name. Why do I know that?
Yeah, we sold about 623 copies of that.
In Chicago?
No, Sheboygan. Very big in Sheboygan.
Oh yeah, B47.
Fucking Uncle Buck. Oh my god. Oh, that's step. Oh, John Candy. R.I.P., brother.
Moving into lovely little Windsor. The family also owned a cabin in Langley County, up north again, in a very forested area full of recreation activities. Mitchell was 18 months older than Chandler, born in 1996. After college, he went on to work in the tech industry, had moved out of the family home, but still lived in Dane County. He was engaged, getting on, doing well. Chandler, Chaz, he went by a lot. He was born in March 98. In 2019, started getting an associate's degree from the Madison Area Technical College, and would go on to become a teaching assistant there. He had also been a swim instructor at the YMCA, had taken part in rescue diving, and he had previously been an Eagle Scout. He also worked at American Family Insurance as a community manager type job. Jobs he could do as, due to...
Motherfuckers sound perfect on paper. Oh, it's the real life, though.
Pandemic, they were online, and he still lived with Bart and Krista. Oh, pretty impressive, right? Get a load of this. He had a job lined up at SpaceX. He was moving to Florida, to Titusville. He already had an apartment sorted out, and his car, and his girlfriend was going to come with him. I mean, SpaceX, that's impressive, right? That's the big leagues. He also had a unicorn. Chandler and Mitchell, they were pretty close, growing up together. One of the ways they would stay kind of in touch with each other was they would play like
Just face. Okay. No.
online
Unicorn?
FPS
I want one. I want a unicorn. They're beautiful, majestic creatures, and no one judge me.
computer games together a lot. Life was good. The relationships in the family were healthy. Fine family, everything was dandy. But one thing did happen in June of 2021. Chandler fell down the stairs, banged his noodle. He had back concussion, neck brace, and this was just after Mitchell. He was hospitalized after getting diagnosed with type 1 diabetes. Take us through summer 2021. So everything started on July 1st, but it had been building for quite some time. On that day, a Thursday, Bart and Krista Halderson disappeared from their quiet house on its quiet road. This was the Thursday before the big 4th of July celebration on the Sunday. Well, it was actually going to be celebrated on the Saturday, but 4th was actually Sunday. Big things were happening. A lot of big things were happening that week, all right. 1 week later, they were reported missing. Chandler waltzed into the local police department, said he hadn't seen hide nor hair of them since July 1st. Now July 7th. Where do you think, they could be? He was asked. What were they doing, when you last seen them? What were they up to? Well, he said last he's seen, they were heading to the cabin up north, up at White Lake. It's about a 3-hour drive away. But since leaving to go there, they never returned, and they were never heard from, apart from one text message. They were supposed to have come back a couple of days ago, he said. They never did. What he said happened, when he last saw his parents, when he last saw Bart and Krista, was on that Thursday, right, the 1st of July. That evening, he'd help them pack up, as they're going to the cabin, and then they must have left very early Friday morning. They were packing tools, they were packing alcohol, they were packing cash. And why were they going up there? To phone the tent. They left early Friday morning, but their cars were still at home, so they must have went with others. A couple of unknown people. So the lads down at the Dane County Sheriff's Office contacted their colleagues at the Lake County Sheriff's Office. Here, would you mind lashing over to a cabin in White Lake, have a goose so you can see the Haldersons are there or something? The son hasn't heard from them other than one text he received on the 4th of July. Made it safely, can't get anything through, and yes, it's packed. Going to White Lake today for the parade, and we'll be home Monday night, Tuesday early. Love you lots. Now, cell service up there was a little bit spotty, and they were known to turn their phones off, from time to time, to avoid just roaming charges. Chandler thought maybe, they'd mitched off. They went to a casino or something, did a bit of gambling. But they weren't gamblers. So, when police arrived to the Haldersons' cabin, you can guess what they found.
And everything was looking for that. Sheriff's office, anybody inside? Announce your presence, make yourself known.
Nobody inside and nothing looks like it's disturbed.
You say most of their friends are still in town. Back to your friends don't count. I believe we can think of it later.
Okay.
But just we can't hear.
Sure. Absolutely. It was very clear nobody had been there in quite some time. The grass was grown, things were overgrown. That no one had been to that cabin in a long time. Definitely not the Haldersons. And at that point, feeling suspicious, that became the word. And so the search and investigation began.
Thanks for staying with us. Officials are still searching for this couple, Bart and Krista Halderson. Now, there are a lot of questions about the Dane County couple's disappearance that we are working to get some answers to, but tonight, Police aren't saying much, and that led us to the couple's son, who says he's just as confused as investigators.
Police say the couple had planned to go to their cabin in Lane County. Their son, Chandler, asked not to be shown on camera, but he told us he didn't see his parents leave, and added they didn't drive themselves.
They were picked up by their friends who I never got the name of, and I assumed it was someone I was aware of. Close neighbors of theirs up the street, or their best friends down on the east side. So that's what I assumed. I never really asked any further.
And Chandler Halderson says for his parents to leave, even with another person, does happen from time to time. But he tells me another family member went to that cabin to check out cell service and was able to get through.
Well, hopefully we'll get some answers soon. Adam Ducks reporting. Adam, thank you.
The questions not only to Chandler, but everyone. Friends, co-workers. And it turned out Krista was supposed to be in work on the 2nd of July, the day after Chandler saw them. The day he says they left with the mystery couple. So Krista did not show up for work on the Friday, and this had not been prearranged, right? And she was at the point, as a receptionist, she was the point of contact for the car dealership, and she was responsible. She would let you know if she was not coming to work. Same with Bart.
When did you start to think, hey, this is a one-time?
Okay, I have several questions so far. Is it just the one son that lives with them that's they're always talking about? Where's the other son? Lives in that same area, right? Like, why are we not hearing from that one?
Well, I was told they'd be home Monday or Tuesday, and Tuesday afternoon I got a little worried, and then Wednesday, when my aunt went to the cabin, that's when I got worried and I went to make a report.
And that was filed yesterday.
Yes.
Where are you guys right now? How are you guys getting through what's happened right now? How are you getting to this day?
The neighbors got me pizza.
The media was on the case. Chandler, being the proactive sort, he went door to door around his neighborhood, looking to see if anyone had a ring camera, Nest, home security, anything that may show who came and who went from the home.
Hi, my name is Chandler Halderson. I live just down the road.
Oh, yeah.
You're the one who called the police.
Yeah.
I was told with the anti-security system, I was wondering if you were able to capture the road or my house.
The police actually came and downloaded everything they have. But it's actually my sister's house.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so they were here, I think till like 9 o'clock last night and downloaded all the video she got. So we're hoping that...
Yeah, did it capture anything on...
We don't know. They just took a copy of everything, and so we're hoping...
Winding the lens?
Yeah, and it's all HD, and then I think there's one...
especially in the dark. It looks like it has a little bit of night vision.
Yeah, and there's one on the corner of the garage, too. I don't know if that was quite goes that direction, but...
And anyone would have, like, security cameras and stuff like that.
We do. Are you guys okay?
Thank you.
Take care of things.
Take care.
Bye.
Neighbors' home security would show, when it was handed over to the investigators, that no one left the home that Friday morning during the time Chandler said his parents left or picked up. This was the time he was saying to anybody who would listen, friends and family, that's when they left. Not according to surveillance. When he was swell guy. I just went through his biography. Come on, he's right. The Pobo police did too. This guy is literally going to be working on rockets. I think he's okay. I'm sure he just banjaxed his head when he fell down the stairs. He was bollocksed. The police spoke to Chandler's girlfriend, Kat. She had just spent the weekend with him right after the parents vanished, and she said everything was completely normal. They enjoyed the holiday, they went out and spent time at Kat's parents' farm. It was great. On Kat's parents' farm, they even had a pool, which was great for Chandler because, the injury, falling down the stairs, his legs were hurt, so he would go there again. The police wanted to do, a double take on Chandler. This helped, pump the brakes. So did a mystery couple kidnap the Haldersons or something?
Detectives now go door to door here, while sheriff's personnel here in Dane County are checking for any and all information. The missing couple's son says law enforcement in Langley County has checked on the family's cabin there, and he says that visit only adds to the mystery.
Well, let's take a step back. Because the day after celebrating, at Kat's parents' farm for the 4th of July, Chandler returned to that farm himself. Like I say, the pool was great, and it helped with his rehab. Kat's parents told the police, after the investigation had begun and all that, it was odd. He told them he was going to lose out on his job at SpaceX. Due to, his neck injury, he couldn't fly. Then he went to use the pool. Kat's mother told the police that after, about an hour, she went to check him. And he wasn't in the pool, but she did see his car parked in the field nearby. Chandler then emerged from those woods. So she told all of this to the police. And they went out there. They went into those woods. And they found the dismembered body of Bart Halderson. Not all of them, though, just his torso. No arms, no legs, no head. Bullet wounds showed he'd been shot in the back before being chopped up. Not far away, they found a tarp. Both Bart and Krista's blood was on it. And near where his car was parked was an oil drum. Inside, broken saw blades and scissors. They were bloody. Damn, Chandler was so close to finding his dad's body. Oh, wait.
It was so close. Oh, God.
Alright, so we're just going to talk a little bit more, okay? Let's change here. Alright, just you know, you can record stuff, okay? Just also remember everything and fix up everything that we talked about. So today is July 8th. It's about 5:11 now. We started talking at 5:08. So yesterday, July 7th, I came to your house where you live with your parents, Bart and Krista Halderson. And the reason I was there is you had gone to the Windsor Police Department and reported them missing, right? Yes. Okay.
I did go to the department and we could do the office briefing. Friday morning, I woke up, they had left with the stuff was all set out, and the Sunday, it's the 4th. Good morning, I'm a little worried about my family. I called them off. Well, throughout, I called, I don't know the time, so.
Good morning, Jan sends you a picture of the cabin to see the first tree.
Alright, then I go to the police station, because I asked her, when should I make that thing? Point there at the,
Wednesday morning, you said you went to the police department.
Yeah, to make a, talk to them about the parents. The sheriff's kind of gave what they need to make reports, and you just asked about home life. Okay. So you got more in depth. Yeah, I think. Wednesday we were, and throughout the weekend I've been calling.
Kat was interviewed about the same time as that interview, and she would say everything was completely normal. They'd spent a lot of time together in the week after Chandler last saw his parents on the 1st of July. Everything was fine, except for one thing. One morning, Saturday the 3rd of July, Chandler told her he would be home all morning doing chores. However, at one point, she checked on Snapchat and saw his location, and he was not at home. Far from it. 40 minutes away to be exact, in a forest beside a river near Prairie du Sac. When the police went to that location with dogs, that's where they found Krista Halderson. Her legs, at least. This all happened quite quickly.
Did this man just say her legs at least? Her own.
It was the day after he reported his parents missing on the 8th of July that Chandler Halderson was arrested. It was on Thursday, the 1st of July, sometime between 3 and 5 p.m., that Chandler murdered his parents.
Why?
Mm-hmm. We got all the background, I think, right? So I think it's time to start talking about what happened to your parents. Like the truth will be. Okay. So we have like 20 pages of writing. We're gonna start with a clean white piece of paper. You start telling the truth. Okay. Why? Because listen to me. This is the only chance you're gonna have to tell us the truth. Okay. What we listen. I can't tell you what we know, but we know you're not telling us the truth. We know your parents are no longer with us. Okay, and we know the reason why. Okay, you need to tell the truth. Listen. You need to tell the truth about what happened, and just tell us why it happened. Okay. If something happened, if you were defending yourself, or if you just got fed up with stuff, you need to tell us the truth. Okay. This is your chance to tell us why. Okay. I'm not BSing you. Okay. Can we do that? Okay. What happened? Okay. And you know what happened. We're not going to tell you what happened. You know what happened. You were there when it happened. We're not BSing you, okay? You know more than anything to do with it. There's people that have bogus things with evidence with proof. So your parents never dated your family. Instead of doing something that getting in your pockets at all. Well, just law, just doing more. Oh.
Chandler Halderson's search history on his phone revealed, around the 8th of July, revealed a lot of things that wouldn't show up for another couple of days. I'm talking, he was Googling woman Wisconsin river, dismembered body found. Body found Wisconsin. Woman's body found Wisconsin. This was not long before his arrest. And in fact, hours before he was arrested, he called the cops, asking why there were so many in his neighborhood.
A little confused. I got two squads parked right outside my house. They're not really canvassing, they're just kind of sitting there. Is everything alright?
Yeah, I mean, they're in the area doing canvassing, and they're also probably doing a shift change right now, getting our second shift crew on around 3:30.
Oh, there's four now. Something going on that we need to know?
Well, they're probably doing reports, they're probably doing shift change. They've been going around trying to get hold of neighbors, so I'm wondering if they're in the area trying to catch people now that they're coming home from work. I'm not sure. I haven't talked to any of them in just a little while.
They were already finding evidence, and very soon would be knocking on his door.
By the way, a detective at my house said something's happened, and while we're leaving, people going inside. Is there a warrant for my house?
Should there be?
No, I'm just wondering if something.
As far as I know, they were at your house, and they were going to be there talking to you to ask if you would come up here and talk.
Yeah, so Officer Candy just walked pretty much in through the gate, the gate on the outside. Just kind of walked in. I was wondering.
Was that when you were getting your wallet?
No, we were. I was in the car waiting to leave. I was just wondering. Okay, well, she said something's happened. Okay, and we need to go down.
I don't know what that's about.
was like, oh, okay. Alright, so Wednesday night, mom comes home.
He acts so nonchalant. Just, bro, stop fucking lying. You're a piece of shit that killed your parents. You're gonna get things stuck in your boom boom hole for at least the next, hopefully, life.
He was getting very paranoid. So paranoid, in fact, that he actually ended up reading up on another case that happened in Wisconsin. The state versus Peter Kapuza. Why that one? Well, in 1999, a bag was found floating along the Wisconsin River. Inside, dismembered remains. It was the wife of Peter Kapuza. Prosecutors had a lot of evidence against him. Bloody knives, fake alibis, and a fingerprint undermining his timeline. He got life, and Chandler was looking for cases similar to what he had done. So what about the clackety text message, right? The one his mother had sent. Well, her phone was eventually found in the home, in a shoe, wrapped in aluminium foil. In October 2021, the murder weapon was finally found. It was, once again, on the farm, in a barn behind some wooden boards. A rifle, an SKS, Chandler's favorite video game weapon, and real-life weapon. A friend that was in the military had given it to him on the 12th of June, as a present, knowing it was Chandler's favorite. Why did Chandler murder his parents? In such a brutal...
Yes! Why the fuck did he do it? We've been dancing around this all night. Come on now, bud.
Fashion, Chandler. Why did he murder them at all? He had a promising future ahead of him, great experience. He was getting a job at SpaceX. He had a girlfriend. He had a life you wouldn't want to destroy. Did he, though? It was all a big, fat lie. He wasn't in college. He wasn't studying at all. He didn't have a job at American Family or as a teaching assistant. SpaceX me bollocks. He told Kat, his girl, he bought a car and found a place in Florida. No, he did not. None of it was true. He wasn't a diver with rescue. He wasn't anything. Even his head injury that, he was telling to anyone who would listen, it was a lie. He did go to the hospital and the doctor said, you got a mild concussion. Here's a neck brace if you need it. He made sure he needed it in front of others. He couldn't actually move to Florida. Well, A, he had no money, and B, there was no job at SpaceX there waiting for him. So he had to have an accident, and therefore he would miss out on his employment with SpaceX. He faked his injury to get out of a job that didn't exist. He was lying. He was holding everybody.
Lying to get out of a job that... What the fuck? Yeah.
I don't lie. His parents believed him, his girlfriend believed him, his brother, everybody thought they knew what he was doing. Everyone believed he had all this college experience and great job and was going to work at SpaceX. Wow! He bullshitted all of it when he was just at home in his room playing games. Why? How could you live like that? He would spin webs to tell people why he was always broke. He would forge emails with his quote-unquote work to show people, it was legit. So long as they didn't look at it for too long. He pretended to work from home due to the pandemic, and instead, he played video games all day. He was up early in the morning for the job he didn't have. How was work today? Same old, same old. He even faked a call with his dad, pretending to be his college advisor, saying, yeah, Chandler, he's a great guy, he's attending all his classes, he's registered for everything, it's going well. And then later said to Krista, wow, Chandler's college advisor. Sounds an awful lot like our Chandler. Why? I don't know. But I do know his parents found out. Their suspicions had been mounting for some time. The day before he was murdered, Bart called the college and got through to a real person, an Omar Job, who actually worked at Madison Area Technical College.
Hi. I'm trying to get an appointment scheduled to meet with somebody to maybe just get a copy of the transcript, other degree verification.
Okay, what's your first name?
Chandler's last name is H-A-L-D as in David, E-R-S-O-N.
You were taking IT classes, right? I don't see that you were in the program. But I don't see that you were admitted in any program.
Do you have an Alyssa Brandt that works in that area or anywhere in the campus?
What is the last name?
B-R-A-N, I think it's T or D-T.
Send a program Alyssa.
Alyssa? Yeah, A-L-Y-S-S-A.
No. All the branch. They will Alyssa.
Okay, that should have done. Okay.
Minutes after the call, Bart texted Chandler. I spoke to Omar Joe. Chandler knew he'd been finally cut it. It was Thursday, the 1st of July, sometime between 3 and 5 p.m. that Chandler murdered his parents. At that time, Bart and Chaz were supposed to have a meeting at the college. And that meeting would not have gone well. All his lies would have been revealed, that he didn't have any jobs, he didn't have any degrees, he didn't have anything. Bart's last text to his son was, "I'm ready when you are." Bart was shot in the back with a rifle.
I'm pretty sure he meant to, like, talk. I'm like, hey, I'm ready when you are to shoot me in the back like a bitch. Man, maybe the father should have been more specific when he said, I'm ready when you are. Because evidently his son's a dumb shit and he didn't know about it.
He was mad. He didn't have talk too much that day. When I got home at 5, I believe. That's her normal, 5:20 to 5:30.
Krista then arrived home after work, and we can only guess what happened then, but they were both cut up. He initially tried to burn the remains in the house, in the fireplace. Neighbors noticed, and they smelled. It didn't work, at least not on all of them. The skulls were still in there, but he ended up dumping what he couldn't burn. Many searches were done, landfills, ponds, and on the 1st of September, Chandler Halderson, charged with 2 counts of first-degree murder, among other charges, entered a plea of not guilty.
Is the defense ready to proceed with arraignment at this time?
Yes, Your Honor. We did receive a copy of the information and
Please will be entered to all 8 counts within the information.
The trial began in January 2022 after he opted for a speedy trial.
Get it over with. Might as well.
But the evidence in this case, you'll find is overwhelming. Chandler Halderson killed his parents July 1st, 2021. He cut up their bodies with axes, saws, and knives. And he didn't even give them the dignity of having a funeral or even a final resting place in one piece or together. Their remains were scattered across Dane County, in public land, on farms, in garbage cans, in rivers, and perhaps every ditch is a possibility in this county. You'll find the evidence in this case is overwhelming. Now, over the next couple of weeks, I'll make you a couple promises as your prosecutor in this case. I'm not here to waste your time. But of all the constitutional rights we talked about at Chandler, he has them. I want you to respect them. There's another one that you should know, which is this is the only time we get to have this trial. You get one trial in the United States of America. And I have to do it right. I'm going to ask you to deliver a verdict of guilty, to finally bring some much needed truth to Chandler Halderson. Thank you.
So, Mitchell, I need to ask you a few difficult questions. Are you a beneficiary
Sorry about that. She was much louder than the other guy.
for your parents' life insurance?
I am. It is in the
if I'm remembering correctly, it is in the ballpark of around $1 million. I believe it went to my mom first. If my dad's death had preceded my mom's, or I guess their policies listed each other, it's primary, but then yes, also my brother was listed in the same line as I was.
It began on the 5th. The prosecution presented for about 2 weeks, with a break in the middle when Chandler caught the viddy, and then the defense presented for, like, a day. When I say the defense was non-existent, I mean I've never seen a case like this, where it was so non-existent, and he still pled not guilty.
Look for alternate explanation. Because the second thing I want to tell you is that evidence of one thing is not necessarily evidence of another. This one fact here could mean a different fact here, but it also could mean 3 or 4 other facts. So you have to avoid jumping to conclusions and really dig deep and look at what this all means.
Their argument was,
a bunch of bullshit that makes no sense. I fired her. Like, no, fool. I don't know what the shit you just said, but I'm gonna die. You keep talking like that. She's been fired. Just saying.
Poor bastards. They didn't have a hope. They kind of just word vomited their presentations. They didn't call any witnesses. Chandler did not take the stand.
Only convict when it's proven, or if it's proven.
Only convict if it's proven, and when it's proven, how it's proven.
Which it won't be beyond a reasonable doubt.
Pretty much their defense was, we don't know what happened in that house. We don't know how his parents would have reacted to finding out his lies. We don't know if it was intentional or not. So really, we don't know anything. So, they didn't even kind of fucking bother.
Be sure to look for what we're not told. Because that's evidence just as much as any evidence.
I do not know what that means. You weren't told Barney the dinosaur didn't do it, so maybe he did.
Do you know how Bart was killed? Exactly how he was killed. Do you know how Krista was killed? Do you know if it was an awful accident? Do you know if it was intentional? Do you know if there was someone else involved?
Do you know what you're even talking about, lady? Oh my God. For one, she don't need to go at the jurors with that resting bitch face that she got. That's scary. I'm scared. I'm voting against that. I said guilty just because she scares the shit out of me. And it's like she's like, they want him to go to prison.
You don't. And that's a problem.
Hopefully they had no more clients after him.
As you can imagine, that did not go down so well.
The verdict form on count 1, as signed by the presiding juror, and
guilty.
Today reads, we the jury find the defendant Chandler M. Halderson guilty of first-degree intentional homicide as to Bart A. Halderson.
And the lawyer is guilty of manslaughter to this whole proceeding. So,
the jury find the defendant Chandler M. Halderson guilty of first-degree intentional homicide as to Krista R. Halderson as charged in count 5 of the information. The verdict form.
Aside from being found guilty on 2 counts of first-degree murder, he was also found guilty on the charges of providing false information on a kidnapping, 2 counts of mutilating a corpse, and 2 counts of hiding a corpse. He hasn't been sentenced, but it will undoubtedly be life with no chance of parole.
Hopefully.
During the trial, he showed no emotion throughout the entire thing, and honestly, I think he was relieved. Relieved he didn't have to lie anymore. That's why he requested the speedy trial. He knew there was no chance for him. He just wanted it over and done with. An end to the lies. An end to the lies he created. Or maybe he's just an asshole. So that just about wraps up the senseless case, I guess it's the only word I can think of, case of Mr. Halderson, Chandler, Chaz, Jazzy H, scary. You know, lies built upon lies around himself for. I think it'd be easier to actually just go to college than do that. He did actually go to college for a semester, failed out, and instead of literally doing anything else, he decided to play games all day and invent new and bizarre ways of lying to his own family. How is that just not eating away at him? How did it get to what it got to? What was going on is in his head. We may never know, as he pleaded not guilty, which went about as well as you would expect. The defense was so bad, I honestly wouldn't be surprised if there was a retrial or something like that, some kind of appeal. With the amount of evidence against him, though, it's an uphill battle. Kind of fucked. I think the lesson really that we can take from this one is that it's better to have your parents be a little bit disappointed in you than chopping them up with a friggin' handsaw.
Oh, that's great. Okay. Not as bad as some of my usual ones that I pick out on my own. Y'all can't let me do this on my own no more. Like, I'm just saying. I'm that 5-year-old in a Dollar General with $5 to spend. You gotta hold my hand, make sure I don't do stupid shit. Y'all slacking. Alright, if you all enjoyed today's video as much as I enjoyed it, please leave a thumbs up. I see all the love you all have been giving me, and thank you all so much. And welcome all new subscribers. How's it going, peoples? What's up? Alright, now, if you're a fan of the spooky, scary, strange, or deranged, think about subscribing because that's what we do. And as always, be good to one another. I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye. Now, I'll tell you why he was relieved it's over is because that big dumbass can't remember what lies he was telling people no more. Looking over his shoulder like a little bitch. I'd fired both of them day one during the court too. I mean, I understand little son bitch deserves what we got, but if you're going to have a lawyer, you want him to do at least a little better than that. Screaming at the jury. Bye.